episode of Wrestling Talking Kayfabe, your new favorite wrestling podcast. I'm your host Drew. This is my co-host Clayton, and today we're going to be recapping the past few weeks of WWE event weekly shows. We just kind of finished up Raw here, but we're going to get into last week's SmackDown on Friday. What'd you think of SmackDown, Clayton?
Yeah, it was fine. Started off pretty hot with Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, setting up their non-title feud that I think will probably they have their match at Sunday's night main event. I do believe it'll probably go past that though. I'm assuming this isn't just a match between them. I imagine we get like a blood feud hopefully towards the end of it, and yeah, started off pretty hot. After that, we had the MFTs beating up Wepa up to retain the tag titles, which made sense to me.
It does to me too.
Yeah.
Especially because they've been doing the whole Shinsuke Nakamura reveal with his tag partner.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
I'm assuming they'll probably have a beef with the MFTs after that.
Shinsuke is calling out the
Shinsuke's new, yeah.
Yeah.
Who I believe he is from NJPW, from what I saw. Cool.
Yeah, I forget what his name was. He's like another strong style, like Japanese dude. So we'll probably do some crazy stuff because strong style I feel like goes well with like the big kind of like brooding types, like the tall Tonga. I can't ever get their names correct. And then we had an interesting debut for Blake Monroe, finally having a match, not a match, but I heard they were going to cut this from the card. So they did the best that they could with a 2-hour SmackDown. I'm like, that women's mid-card on SmackDown is just an absolute purgatory.
Yeah, I don't know what the difference is between her doing this than to her just them starting the match and her squashing her. I don't know what the difference is.
I don't think there is a difference.
Yeah, just get a win under Blake Monroe's belt would be it to me. There was a ref out there and everything.
Yeah, but they never ranked the bell, so is it a win?
Yeah.
Did she debut?
No, I mean, I guess maybe they're trying to save her debut or something. I don't know, but whatever.
I mean, so that was interesting. And then we had Tiffany going up against Lash Legend, and then Nia Jax was coming in there. Chelsea Green ran in to help out Tiffy Time. I will say the only thing I'm kind of getting annoyed about is every time Tiffany loses a match, it's like, oh, she's injured. She's injured and she's not fully healed up, so that's why she loses. And it's just like, she can lose clean. It's okay.
Right. I do think that this was also kind of, I guess, just showing that Chelsea's probably fine.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
When do you think she has her first match? That's a good question.
I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked if she does. It doesn't seem like there'll be anyone to get her on the Sunday night main events card, so I wouldn't be shocked if it was Money in the Bank.
Ooh.
But I would hope that's not her next match. That's not until like October 10th. But I'm assuming she'll have a match there. Hopefully have a title defense before that on SmackDown.
Okay. I know there's rumorings that Night of Champions is going to happen in the beginning of November now. Or not Night of Champions, Clash or Crown Jewel. That one. There's a lot. It's hard. All the Saudi shows kind of blend together, you know. So that's
because I don't think they've announced anything for November, right?
Besides Survivor Series, but
oh yeah, duh. What was that thing? That was December. I don't know. The whole Money in the Bank in October thing is completely thrown off my like month to month. I feel like I had it down, and then they just changed it this year, and now I'm just lost.
So is Money in the Bank normally like after Mania, but before
Money in the Bank was in August last year.
Okay. Sounds
good. October this year. I don't like that. We did also have Trick and Yachty beating up Baron. Yachty came in with the kendo stick as he does. It set up a Lil Yachty and Baron Corbin match at Sunday Night Main Event, which was just a stipulation if Yachty survives 5 minutes. That means Trick Williams will get another shot at the U.S. title.
Yes.
I'm a bit surprised they're still doing Trick with the Corbin right now. They might
I
just be
am.
stalling until Money in the Bank.
I think that's what they're trying to do because he still has like the fur belt, and like you said in our last episode, you're like, oh, he's not gonna have the fur belt against Carmelo Hayes, and we were wrong about our
Yeah,
predictions
yeah.
there.
I don't know why he still has the fur belt. That seems really odd to me, but
Especially because he's
whatever.
supposed to be like mean biker dude with this like white fur. Not even like it's like black fur, like all tattered. It's white fur,
Right.
super clean. Do you think that thing smells, or like from all the sweat and stuff that
I,
gets
I
on the
mean,
fur?
I also wondered that. I'm like, I was wondering if they like detach it and clean that thing. They have to.
Or they got multiple of them?
Yeah, or multiple, which that's actually probably the more
Probably
likely
more accurate.
thing. But yeah, it set up the 5 minute stipulation match, which I actually kind of like because it is in Yachty's hometown.
And
Show him a little bit, and it won't go over 5 minutes,
no,
obviously.
and, you know that's a
If
good.
he wins, which you presume he
Oh
does,
yeah,
the same night, yeah, Trick Williams will be able to get another shot at Baron Corbin. You have to assume he wins because they've only announced that and then two other matches right now. So
I think we got. Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't gotten a women's match announced
uh,
yet.
yeah, I was gonna talk about that when we rolled a Raw because I kind of have a prediction for that, but we'll
Okay.
see.
Well, let's focus on SmackDown because we did have a but like I know last week in our predictions we had a ton of title changes, which I know we kind of skimmed over here, but we're gonna get in before we get into this title match of Punk and KO. JC Jane won the belt from Tiffy Time, which
Mm,
good. Now we got Fatal Influence. They got a belt. They're gonna have a trios
trios.
match. Actually, technically tonight because they're recording SmackDown right now. A
Yeah.
Fatal Influence, Paige, Chelsea Green, and Tiffy Stratton. So that'll be a fun match. I feel like I'm glad also Paige is out of the Bella Vortex and doing her own thing now.
Yeah.
So that'll be good.
Absolutely.
And then as like we talked about, Corbin retained against Carmelo Hayes, and then MFT's won the tag title. So bunch of crazy matches there.
Yeah, SmackDown, their titles are definitely flipping around. Their titles are alive. I just don't know if anything else is alive.
Yeah.
Their tag titles are barely alive. They're getting resuscitated as we speak, I think. But
I mean, at least they have tag matches.
yeah,
When was the last time
it
Raw?
felt like we went like a month without a tag match on SmackDown that was meaningful.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. But what did you think? Actually, I'm going to give my thoughts on this KO
Mhm.
Sami Zayn before we recap it there. This is my number two match of the year so far. I think I got Masters and Mask. I've never really watched Kevin Owens until like he came back because I got injured like right when he got injured, just when I got into it, and oh my god, that man throws his life on the line. That was one of the craziest matches I've watched. It was like I thought he was going to win it. Getting into there now, what did you think, Clayton?
Yeah, he had a ton of momentum. I thought he was too. I didn't I didn't expect this, yeah, because like the match was great, and then Sammy came in, tried to help KO for the title. He kind of did it first because he got the shot in on Punk, and which led to the KO stunner, which I thought was the ending, of
Mm-hmm.
course.
Yeah.
But then Punk kicked out, so KO gets the title from Sammy, of course, and he just doesn't use it, which is basically just him bona fiding I'm a face now. I'm not a heel. Like, I don't win like this, blah, blah, blah. Which obviously bit him in the ass because Sammy's a bitter cuck and he
Cuck
hit KO with
insane.
the belt and it KO's KO and Punk retains. And then Sammy gets a few belt shots in at both and stands tall with the title. I thought it was great as well. Um, Really shocking. Yeah, like
I
Sammy costing KO was not on my bingo
I
card.
I thought he was just gonna be brooding in the back for a couple weeks and be like, when's I gonna get my shot? But I'm glad we've gotten a full heel turn on Sammy. I've been enjoying this kind of arc as much as like, hey brother, that's not gonna work for me. I need to be on Mania with the US title. I've been enjoying this kind of like bitter Sammy. It's interesting.
Hmm.
And turning on your best friend because, well, that title's mine and I'm getting screwed over because fuck you guys. I'm like, well, you could have just won. So
Mhm.
it's interesting and it's good. So we'll see what
Yeah, I liked it.
happens here. Do you think this gets on Saturday night's main event?
Um,
Because we don't have
so
any
I guess we're
titles.
technically sitting at 3 matches right now.
Yes.
So no, I still don't think so. Well, 'cause I don't know. Didn't they only do 4 last time?
I think they did
Did they do
five.
5? I know at one point they only did 4 and people were pissed.
I think that was like before. This was like around
Yeah.
Mania.
And I'm not counting the Yachty match as a full match. I would assume Trick starts immediately after him, so like entrances are already done and stuff. So I
Yes,
would blend them into one match.
I'm trying to figure out when was the last Saturday night's main event. Look up how many matches
I
were
don't
on
know,
there.
but I don't think this gets on the card. I say we save this for a minute. I'd say I'm sure Punk will do what Punk does and probably retain a few more times on SmackDown,
Oh yeah.
but I wonder if we do get the triple threat at Money in the Bank. That's a possibility for sure. But I don't know if KO would win it before Sammy attacked KO, or if Sammy would win it from Punk back before KO gets it.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a pretty good job here.
Yeah. Okay, so the last Saturday night's main event had 5 matches, and then
Okay.
the glazing of uh Roman Reigns and the New York Knicks. That was the last Saturday night's main event. That was like the
Oh, horrible.
it was horrible. So there was 5 matches where they had actually, yeah, 4 matches were televised, and Trick faced Laredo Kid on the pre-show because they had the
So they
Fano
did only have 4 matches
yes
last time, technically. Okay.
with the Roman Reigns Glaze Fest.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm scared they could only do 4 matches again, counting the Yachty as a fifth one and being like, ooh, but you guys got 5 matches.
I could see that easily. I think yeah, because yeah, I could see them adding 2 more.
I hope they do. They
Well,
should.
actually, 1 more because also we don't have any women's title. We don't have a women's
Mm,
match, so that's probably going to get on here. Something is. I'm not sure what, but we'll see what happens.
yeah. But we can roll on into Raw that just happened. Like,
Should we let's recap last week's Raw just real quick? The big thing that happened was I feel like we got a full bloodline heel turn
yeah.
at the end there. So, they brought Solo out to present him in front of it. Um, Jacob Fatu's kind of all pissy because Roman gave the Uso twins Black Ulafal to be like, these are my captains. These are my number ones. You talk shit to them, you're talking shit to me, brother. And so Jacob's kind of getting mad. He brings Solo out. Jacob's trying to like beat up a Solo for him, and Roman's like, "Get in the corner, Jacob. Fuck you, dude." So Jacob's like, "Man, fuck this. I'm gonna pound in the corner like this and just kind of stand here." So LA Knight runs in, tries to save him there. Solo's about to Samoan spike LA Knight, and he Samoan spikes the tribal chief. LA Knight and Solo team up, beat the shit out of the Usos, beat the shit out of Roman Reigns. Jacob, meanwhile, is just kind of sitting in the corner, not doing
Watching.
anything, just watching. So, interesting.
Yeah, I imagine that there's eventually, I don't know what happens, but there's going to be a really fun feud between Jay and Jacob Fatu.
Oh, yeah. They had a bit of a backstage segment there. I caught that where they were like telling him not to do anything or come out. So,
Yeah.
the seeds of dissent are planted now.
And Jacob was basically telling Jay, as he's told him like for like a month, he's like, I'm not your bitch,
I'm,
which is fair. He's Jacob Fatu.
yeah,
That
you
seems insane.
punk ass Jay.
Punk ass Jay, yeah.
So, Solo, though, man, he probably my favorite wrestler right now as a face. That guy
He's
is,
fun.
especially with that first promo. Do you wanna break it down? That shirt, the
Yeah. So the Raw tonight started off with LA Knight. He was getting some hype, and then Solo came out. He has on this shirt that it says "Warning Shot, Pew Pew Pew."
pew pew pew.
And then of course the Usos came out to talk shit back. And then Jay does this warning shot thing, which really feels like to me he pitched this
Oh, 100%.
and was dead serious. everyone knew how it would go, so they just let it happen and then knew this would exactly turn into this, which is them just making fun of him because what are you doing? What is the warning shot?
Pow!
Yeah, and then it led to Solo and LA Knight doing a Matrix reference to him shooting. Yeah, it was
Sorry, I had to do that.
yeah, it was a promo. Yeah,
Yeah, I
fine. They set up for a match later that night, which is what was the point of it.
I was like, my wife was saying this because we were watching. I didn't catch this promo, but like she was like, he is the funniest one. And honestly, it does kind of feel like you got like a Rock, Steve Austin kind of tag team up here right now with like LA Knight and like Solo, just because of their like vibes and energy going down, and just Jay and Jimmy just look like kind of fucking clownish heels, like with their just like this is where they're like trying to be dead ass serious, you know?
Yeah, no, they're basically making a fool out of them, which is I think is great.
Oh, it is.
It led to the match later that night. Um, so yeah, it was a good promo. After that, we got Roxanne and Steph facing off, which really, I mean, the outcome of that didn't matter. Steph pinned Roxanne, but
That was her
it
first match since
was,
Mania.
yeah, damn, that's a minute. Yeah,
Yeah.
she definitely took some time off. She was injured there, so.
Mhm.
But Becky ends up coming in, chasing away Liv, and kind of fighting off Raquel,
Mhm.
so that so that the match ended up being clean, which sure, take it for what it's worth. Steph beat Roxanne, which should have happened, and
Oh, obviously.
then it leads to Steph and Becky facing off, kind of like giving the vibe of like we have the same goal, but we're definitely not friends.
I
So
would.
like I don't know if it sets up like a threat type thing or if it just sets up like a future feud. Becky, who I think will be the next title holder of this belt,
I think so too.
will probably have a feud with Stephanie shortly after when she does win it. This is the match that I think gets on SNME.
I would agree with that because I feel like this story's like gearing up where I feel like either Liv's gonna face Becky, or Steph. I think
Hmm.
most likely, I think my prediction is probably gonna be Liv and Steph first, and then
I think so
Becky,
too.
just because like, well, I already beat everybody. You know, you had my title and you took it off me. It's my turn to get a title shot. I do. There was an interesting thing I caught in the match when I was at the gym when I was watching this. Liv was also like really trying to coach Roxanne. I was like, Roxy, you need to get up, like get up, and kind of was like sowing like a little, maybe a little something there. But you know, everybody's been predicting that Roxanne is going to turn on Liv for months and months and months now.
Right at this point, it's not even a prediction. It's like we know it's going to happen, so it's like no one's ever going to predict when. So
No, I'm so
they always throw in little tidbits to the Judgment Day like that. The Judgment Day might be here in 2036.
yeah. I can. This is like the one faction that I feel like is going to be around for forever. Because also all the
Yeah.
people in it are like late 20s, early 30s right now.
Hmm.
There's nobody old in there. But
And they
go
all
ahead.
mesh together pretty well, I think.
Speaking of
I do
Judgment
think
Day,
that
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna die on this for a bit. I think my prediction will be Steph and Liv, with Liv retaining
Hmm.
still, and then Steph kind of just disappears until Money in the Bank or something
Hmm.
when Becky takes the title off Liv.
Oh, I could see that.
Yeah. And then,
Yeah.
but yeah, speaking of the Judgment Day, we had a backstage segment where Dom and JD were harassing Ray, and as they do, oh, I don't know if we're slowly building up the Ray and Dom or
Oh,
what,
that'd
but
be
it
so
ended
good.
pretty quickly with Javon attacking them both. Foreshadowing, of course, for later.
Hmm. I was. I am liking that Javon's kind of mixing it up with the Judgment Day because I feel like that's gonna help reestablish the Judgment Day as like serious wrestlers. You know.
Absolutely. Away from Danhausen. Danhausen was not on this show.
Yeah, it wasn't on on SmackDown either.
So that was a complete lie, that leak the other day about how an TKO executive said he has to feature on every single show from here on out.
So yeah, that was weird. Also, I know we talked about this in the Discord, but also the Miz and they cut like 6 backstage segments from not this past Friday's Raw, but SmackDown before last, where like the Miz and Kit Wilson are just uncursed now and they're not zombies anymore. So I was like, all right, maybe they decided that SummerSlam match was a complete dud, and we need to lay off the Danhausen shenanigans and keep them for in the stadiums, and that's it.
Yeah, I think so. I think that they're like they realized the direction they were going was too much.
Hmm.
So I think they're probably taking this week to just kind of rekindle where they are with Danhausen and what to do next.
And he's still selling merch like crazy, and like he does a
Right.
lot of like mid-match segments that aren't on TV that they'll post later.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if he was I was watching with commercials this time, so I don't know if he was on it during a commercial segment or not.
Probably because I know he shoots off like a lot of merch and stuff, and like
Yeah.
between, I was like, I feel like a good way to cool him off. You get the crowd who wants to see him there; they get excited for him, but we, the sitting audience, don't have to see a his matches are mid, but
Yeah.
but
And then after that, that little backstage segment, it wasn't very, I mean, memorable. We had Ray Phoenix and Dragon Lee put on a fucking crazy match.
oh, dude, they're so
They
good.
were flying all over the place. Ray Phoenix, probably one of my spots that I've seen, favorite spots I've seen in a while, does like a full blown dive out of the ring into like a cannonball on top of the announcer's desk, like, and just flings
What the
Ray
fuck?
Phoenix through it. It was Dragon Lee that did that, yeah.
I'm gonna have to
And he
watch
just
that.
flung, yeah, it was insane. Ray Phoenix ends up pinning Dragon Lee. He advances to the finals for the number one contenders. I think everyone predicted this.
Yeah.
Dragon Lee's there. Dragon Lee does his job well. Dragon Lee isn't getting a number one contender shot anytime soon.
No, it like some that's okay. Sometimes we need good people to put on banger matches in the mid card, especially
Yeah,
on like Raw where we're not getting like main event matches made
right.
for the title for a very
Yeah.
long time. Put on just a crazy ass match in the middle, and I'll be happy. And then
Mhm.
you got a prediction right from our Discord with a Lola Vice tease.
Yeah, they did like a little beach shot. She's from Miami.
Hmm.
So, uh, and then yeah, threw up what it said like 9:14. Not that date could be so wrong. I can't
I'm
remember.
gonna double
But
check the calendar on this other monitor here. You are
yeah,
right. It is. That's two
yeah,
weeks. That's
that
one
is a
week
Monday.
after. Yeah, well, technically 3 weeks from today. So
Yeah, so I'm sure we'll get her soon. I'm not sure where she'll get inserted. She definitely won't. It won't be a main card, I don't think.
I think mid card.
Yeah, she probably gets inserted into this IC title
Hmm.
area with Raquel, which will be fun.
And then you get
Lola's a big
Soul
face.
and like Lyra in there too. So I think that'll be good to kind of mix that up.
Yeah. I watched Survivor, and the girl who was on Survivor 49 is like best friends with Lola Vice. And that was a
Interesting.
weird thing for me to like just scroll across Instagram one day.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I am gonna backtrack us just slightly to talk about Wepa Up based because it looked like Damian Priest was gonna turn on our truth, but then he like came back and like hugged him and everything. I think so. Lola Vice and Damian Priest are married, and they
Mhm.
usually like to keep their couples on the same show. So I'm thinking Damian Priest is gonna come over to Raw in a couple weeks.
Okay. I
They
don't
like
see
to
that.
keep their couples together on the same show, so they're not like traveling separately.
I guess. I think you saw two very small examples of that.
Just probably fair too. Um. Anyway, let's move on to the contract signing. What do you think of this one, Clayton?
Yeah, it's fine segment. I literally said, um, on I was talking to my brother during the time. I said that table's there for a reason. The contract signing table always ends up getting destroyed. I
Pulled
saw
Mark
Austin
Raw.
Theory slide into the ring. I said, "Oh, well, there's our table spot." And sure enough, Oba picked him up and threw him. He didn't fall from grace him, but he just threw him
I will
and
say
right through the table.
that was my favorite table spot because of the way they had the camera set up, but you just saw Austin Theory's like shoes
Yeah, just
flutter.
folded.
Yeah, amazing.
He
Um,
folded as much as the table did.
I will say, did you catch Oba's little shade at Roman?
Yeah, whoever the top guy in
in
20 or the
2015.
next top guy in 2015 was.
You would have
Yeah,
beaten
that
him.
was good.
That was a nice subtle jab. Um,
Yeah,
I'm excited for this match. I think this is probably the match I'm the most excited for.
by far on Saturday night main event. Like Cody and Randy's cool, but Oba and Braun
The
are gonna put on a
future.
show. Yeah.
And
I was
well,
seeing a lot of memes that were like, "Oh, hope Braun enjoys Saturday night main events at WrestleMania for the rest of his career," or something like that.
I mean, I could see that. I mean, I feel like this is gonna be a feud that's gonna last, and we're gonna revisit often for like the next
I was
10,
gonna
15.
say this feud could end Sunday. End, I put in quotation marks, and then immediately get picked back up the second something else like they need it.
Yeah.
Like the second Oba does eventually win the title
Mm-hmm.
from Roman, which won't be until WrestleMania, unfortunately.
Fucking damn it.
Well, because that's how long Roman's gonna hold the title.
Hey, brother, it's not
I
gonna work
hate
for
us.
me. I gotta
Yeah,
fight a mid card luchador to keep my title.
yeah. Hopefully he retires after that. But anyways,
uh, I will say,
uh,
I know it's not gonna happen. I would be so fucking hyped to bet to beat fucking Roman for
oh my
that
god,
title.
next month. What is that? Next Monday, right? In Mexico
Uh,
City.
no, next Monday they have the finals match, and
Oh yeah,
Roman's
that's
gonna be,
finals, duh.
and then I
Yeah,
think it's in
sorry.
like
We don't know if Penta's in the match yet. Yeah.
I want to say it's the week after Sunday night's main event. So it's like I think when Little Levice is going to debut, because I think Triple Mania is the
Okay.
11th and 13th.
That would make sense then. Oh yeah, because they'll probably be in Mexico City
Yes,
for that.
so because they're doing Friday Triple Mania in Las Vegas, and then Sunday Triple Mania in Mexico City, and then Raw is gonna. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
It's so stupid.
It
Why would
really
you have a
is.
day off in between? Just doing both in Mexico City where it belongs. But I'm pretty excited for that match. It'll be a great match. I mean, it could be Ray Phoenix.
I will say the Lucha Brothers. Do you think we get a heel turn next week with the Lucha Brothers?
No,
No. Okay.
they're not in a tag team right now.
Well, I did know there was like for what like pen. Well, okay, no, I'm dumb. I'm really dumb. That was a stupid.
I don't know
That was
what.
a
I don't
stupid.
know what. Why would they heel turn on different brands
Yeah,
to
that
each
was a
other?
stupid fucking idea. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah, no, they're gonna get up. Penta's gonna beat Ray Phoenix, and then the announcer's gonna go silent so we can hear the crowd clap. And Penta's gonna raise Phoenix's arm anyways, and yeah, it's
That's
gonna be
fair.
the
One thing I want to go back to Braun and Opa real quick because we did not miss probably the best line I have ever heard in like my year and a half of watching wrestling, where Opa just did a good Braun Breaker impression that was perfect and went, "Who's the future, Paul?" And then Braun
yeah.
Breaker was like crying.
I'm really loving Paul Heyman. Like, it feels like this match Sunday is or at Sunday night main event is just a custody for Paul Heyman match. Is
we
what
should,
this feels like.
we should put Paul Heyman's PSP on the top of the ladder.
I agree. Actually, I think we should actually just like suspend Paul Heyman from the ceiling.
I will say, I was, I was like at the gym and I was like lifting and I was like trying to do some pull ups and when he brought out the line, he's like, "Why are you angry and so orange, Braun? Like, what is
Yeah.
wrong?" I had to be like,
Why are
"All
you
right,
so
I gotta
orange?
stop for a second." But that was good. That was a good line,
Why are you so orange? Hope is pretty funny.
dude. He really is. That's why like he made like as long as this has like a banger match and like even if Braun gets pinned and like doesn't get squashed and we get like a 25-minute match, I know it's not gonna happen. I would love it to be. But like a long drawn out where they're both like struggling to pin each other, I think both of them are gonna look great coming out of this.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm expecting this match to be.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that they don't end it in a DQ.
Do
That's
you
my fear.
what about how would you feel if like Bronson Reed came out and cost Oba the match and like they were able to get away with heel tactics there? Or do you just want a straight clean
No,
one
I
on
think
one?
I want to see who wins this match.
Okay.
I don't want to DQ at all, but it's gonna be a DQ, and it is gonna be Bronson Reed.
Okay.
100%. I think that that's exactly where that's going.
I see. Yeah, you're probably right.
I don't. I just I don't see where else they would insert Bronson Reed. And I don't know if I'm saying it's Bronson Reed either way. I
Mm.
don't know if Bronson costs Oba or Bronson comes back and says fuck the vision and costs Braun Breaker.
I feel like that's a good question too, because like he's got the tag titles and everything.
Yeah, so what the hell would Bronson Reed do in the vision at this point?
That's true. I mean,
Yeah, so I did think he comes back though.
it kind of okay. Um, I was trying to see if we want to get to the main event thing because like that reveal and comeback from today was kind of random. I felt like, but because where were we at? Did we covered Penta pinning the Parker?
Just whatever you want to do, yeah.
Okay, well, we'll get into the main event. Right after another backstage segment there. Sol Ruka's getting a match next week against Raquel. And then Lyra's like, hey, you should give me your title shot. And you're like, well, bitch, what?
Yeah, I don't. Lyra's just kind of scary. I'm scared she's scaring her way to release. That's what
Yeah.
I'm seeing from this.
Yeah, well,
They typically just don't like these characters from, recent history of recent releases and such. The
that's true.
scary girls just
Spooky.
get released.
That's
And
true.
they just called up Tatum Paxley. So I don't know if that's their scary girl. I know it's different brands, of course,
Mhm.
but
We only have one scary girl in the
yeah,
WWE at the time.
yeah. So I
Um,
don't know. I hope they don't release Lyra. That's just terrifying me because I also think Bailey's gone.
yeah, I think Bailey is gone. But I think she'd do some cool work in AEW, so
Yeah. Um, so yeah, yeah.
we'll we'll
I
we'll
don't know
s-
what they're doing with her.
we'll see what happens. She's an interesting character. I'll have faith, if in a month from now Lyra Valkyria is just gone for weeks on end. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
Um,
that scares me for her, but
yeah,
I hope she stays relevant in this IC title scene.
I think I hope so too. I hope so too. Moving on now to our main event, we got the Usos
Did
versus LA.
we even really talk about Penta and La Parka? I don't think we did.
No, I don't think. I think we just mentioned that Penta
Yeah.
won. So it,
Yeah, Penta won that match. It was a fine match. I wanted to point out Laparca, who's been around for generations as a different person under the suit. He's, the undead person, so he can never die. Uh, just got to the WWE because of the AAA merger like a year and a half ago, whatever that was. I was watching the John Cena and Rock feud the other day, the history of it, and there was someone dressed up as Laparca in the background.
oh, really?
And
That's
I was like,
brave.
man, I bet they were happy as hell when Laparca got signed to the WWE. Whoever that fan was, I bet that made their fucking day.
Yeah, dude, that guy was probably stoked.
Yeah, I thought that was a fun little callback or full circle kind
Hmm.
of thing because Laparca didn't exist in the WWE universe at that time.
No,
I don't think.
no, I don't think he did either.
Yeah.
Did we talk about Big Cass pinning Javon?
Nope. You skipped like two of them. I'll say.
I tend to do that. I need to just work on
Yeah.
space. My notes are over here, and I need to work on spacing those out.
Yeah. So just look at the last thing we talked about and then go right under it.
I'm just gonna keep clicking through it, just keep it highlighted for what we're talking
Yeah.
about going forward.
Big Cass pin Javon. I mean, it's fine. I mean, Big Cass is a 7-foot monster. Javon isn't gonna win all these matches. Shouldn't at least. I'm sure there's someone. I'm sure there's all kinds of people upset online about it, but people got to learn that people can lose.
It's okay to lose.
Just
It's
in with the Judgment Day attacking, um, Javon. Just the men of the Judgment Day. So just JD and Dom, which is setting up a Javon and Dom feud. I'm assuming of
I
some
would assume
sort.
so.
I don't think Javon is going to AAA or anything, but I think that Dom is about to lose that title.
Hmm.
So,
Since
Dom's going to have something to come back to.
exactly, and I feel like they're both young faces, and I appreciate that we're getting the younger talent to mix with each other now, especially
Hmm.
on the men's side, and we're not just running back 40-year-old man squashes 20-year-old guy, and like
Yeah.
we're building up the future
They are
of
building a monster in Big Cass. I don't know what their intentions are with that,
maybe he beats
but
Gable.
Yeah, I'm assuming, but I also think Gable holds this for a while. So I don't know if Big Cat's just going to be on a wrecking crew for a bit, which
Maybe
is what it seems like it is.
he's just gonna be kind of like how Rusev was like last year when he's gonna pick some other big guy and they're just gonna beat the shit out of each other backstage. And it's
Yeah.
like Family Guy and the chicken kind of Peter and the chicken kind of thing. They just beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, which I don't know. Maybe this is like some fun just build up instead of the IC title. Maybe it's Big Cat's going to kick everyone's ass, run a wrecking crew, and then somebody's going to have to come save him. And then Sheamus does return.
Oh, I'd love for Sheamus to come return. Banger
Yeah.
after banger, bro. All right.
But yeah, now we got our main
I mean,
event.
now we got our main event. I'm sorry. I think I've been writing a lot today, so my apologies for just skimming over shit. Um, so we had the Usos versus LA Knight solo. It was really cool. I think it was a good match. We had a surprise run in for a DQ at the end, which I did not see coming since Royce Keys got written off a few weeks ago, right after
Also, I
SummerSlam.
kind of just missed it. I don't think they ever rang the bell at the end. Maybe I just like completely missed it.
They
But
didn't. I was watching it
okay, yeah. So
live.
it was a no. I guess just a no contest is what they'll probably rule it as.
Yeah.
Nobody won.
So Royce Keys, he got beat up by Jacob Fatu and taken out on a stretcher. And if you go back and try to watch that match, it'll be blurred out because of Netflix. Um, but he debuted without the mud, so it's like Royce Keys has a faction now on Raw, and he's coming after all of the Bloodline, which good. I like that we're having more things intermingled with the Bloodline rather than just one person at a time trying to challenge Roman in the Bloodline. It does seem it's an interesting choice and not what I was expecting. Is how I'll phrase that.
Yeah, I mean, I think Survivor Series is coming up. They announced it was War Games again, so they're just getting bodies.
That's true. So Altamont was a tag team in NXT. I know I've been watching Santi's app, and he was like, that was the prediction of who's going to win the NXT tag titles, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen anymore. So, but we also do need tag teams on Raw because it's literally the Vision and Otis and Tozawa, and like that's
Yeah.
it. So
Um, and then Michael Cole did mention that Royce Keys and one of the guys from Out of the Mud know each other. I don't know if that was just a kayfabe thing or if they actually are like friends in real life.
I'm
So
gonna have
that's interesting.
I'm gonna have to look that up because I thought they were from like Florida or like the
He
swamp
used the words "they're from the same hood," which was
in
a weird
Oakland,
choice.
and I was like,
Yeah, it
Michael
was a
Cole, you should not be saying
weird
that.
choice of Michael Cole things to say. Could have just said friends. I enjoy the word friends, but
Or like they grew up
yeah,
together and like
yeah,
the
they grew up and knew each other and they're friends. Is what we could have left it at.
speaking of, did you for like the Lucha tournament last week? Corey Graves got the biggest roast of all time on Michael Cole because Corey Graves was
Oh, I
like,
did see it, but I forget.
he was just like, yeah. Michael Cole was like, yeah, my wife's a Latina and I don't know any Spanish. He's like, you should be disappointed in yourself, Michael. And I was just
Yeah,
like, God damn, dude, that's
yeah,
fucking
facts.
brutal, but also so true and hilarious.
Brother works like 2 days a week. Like,
You can learn a little Spanish. Do your
yeah,
Duolingo. It's what
come
I
on.
do.
Yeah,
It's not. It's not hard. It's not a hard language. It's fun.
yeah.
All right.
But it was a fine episode of Raw. Um, it's nice to see. I had actually just had this complaint, so I was watching an Attitude Era thing that they're doing on the WWE channel, and it was like just a random Raw. We had a tag team match of Undertaker and Kurt Angle versus heel Stone Cold and Triple H. I think.
Ooh,
I'm like, damn, that's a lot of just like talent.
it really
Of
is.
course, that's hindsight looking back. Like, of course, those are some of the greats, but I was like, we just don't get that on Raw a lot, where it's just like some of the main eventers just don't just mesh together and kick each other's ass. But we were kind of getting this here. We get LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and the Usos
Hmm.
all involved with Royce Keys popping up. So I liked it. I liked it. It was a fine episode of Raw.
Yeah, I think what I appreciate about those, because I know we talked about my like hot take on like the last episode that got read, is we're finally getting a lot more moving parts now in the main event scene, and I think that
Mhm.
was like the big thing that was missing from like Mania until like post SummerSlam till SummerSlam was just I should challenge you now, or I should challenge you now. And it's just like nothing else is happening, and I'm like,
I
oh,
should challenge you, and then the 3 guys who are gonna do this next 3 months are just gonna sit back there and wait to challenge you,
yes.
is what it was.
It was like one at a time, just t- like it was fucking miserable. But we
Like,
got
rolling into Saturday night main event, like, we have Cody and Randy, that's good. This
yes,
should extend beyond this, I hope it does. I don't know if it will. I don't know this also with Street Fighter and stuff, I know I basically said this last PLE, but I wouldn't be shocked if Randy ends this putting Cody on a stretcher and
punting
Cody
him.
being gone for a little bit, yeah. I don't think the punt is here, I don't think
You
there's
feel
a
like
lot of there's a lot needed for the punt, and I don't think this is it.
okay. I didn't know if you thought we were gonna get the punt. That's a good way to like write Cody off for a little bit, you know.
But yeah, I guess if you are writing him off and Randy is going to kill somebody, that's
Best way to
the
do
way
it.
he does it. Yeah.
And then Braun versus Oba. I'm gonna be a contrarian here. I kind of want Braun to win as much as like I know Oba's gonna win. I feel like just because it'd be more interesting for Oba's character, just be
I think
like,
it'd be detrimental to it,
oh, okay,
but
interesting.
I don't think you beat Brock Lesnar and then lose the Braun Breaker.
Yeah, that's a good
It's one
point.
of those few times where I'm like, yeah, the guy's pinned against. I think that just kills all of his momentum until WrestleMania.
That's true.
Because then in kayfabe, why would Oba get the WrestleMania shot? Yeah, he could win the Royal Rumble,
That's
whatever.
tr-
But why would Oba get that shot when Braun Breaker just pinned him?
that's true. That's true. I guess that does make sense because no, that checks out. And
This
then
match is ending in a DQ
yeah, yeah.
or just a dirty finish in some way.
Mhm.
This won't be a clean. Yeah, Braun could win in Austin Theory chair shotting Oba into
Or
oblivion while the ref is knocked out.
yeah, and then or I was thinking Bronson Reed comes back, tsunamis Oba four
While the
times.
ref is knocked out.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
That's how Braun could win, and which very well could happen.
okay.
But in terms of clean finishes, Oba probably
Oh,
on top
okay. I
early
see what
in
you're saying now.
that.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense because I feel like if you did get that, I feel like that maybe takes Vision from being just kind of like lackey heels to like kind of a more serious heel faction. But then again, I don't know if
I
you'll
mean, I
need
think they're
another.
probably the most serious heel faction already.
You don't think? I guess I was thinking. Well,
I
yeah,
don't
no,
think
that
they're
makes.
lackey at all.
I guess I was just thinking about kind of like the Otis kind of stuff, where that was just kind of like silly. But yeah, you're right. You're right.
They
You're right.
won.
That's true. They did. They did win. I'm not making any sense, and you're just having to correct me and just going, "No,
Very
Drew,
confused.
stop,
Yeah,
stop that."
lackey faction for the ones who hold the belts is pretty.
It's pretty stupid. Yeah, don't take my opinion seriously, everybody, but just don't
Otis
listen
and
to us.
Tozawa is just they were just filling time,
So
giving them something to do.
yeah,
I
so
was terrified with more people coming up, but wouldn't be shocked if Otis and Tozawa have made damn near their last appearance. I don't know when contracts are up and stuff, but
that's true. All right,
Maxine Dupree's away from there. They might be cooked.
so all right, let's go for projections. Cody and Randy, who you got?
Oh, I think Randy wins.
Randy. I'm gonna go with
Yeah.
Randy. One, I think it will be good for Cody's arc to actually have to overcome something again. Give him a nice thing that's away from the title that he's chasing to beat,
Yeah,
And then
absolutely.
Oba or Braun, Oba clean or Braun by dirty finish / DQ.
Yeah, I don't think this match ends in a pin.
Okay. Little Yachty's definitely gonna last.
Yeah, that'd be really weird to schedule another match. And
With
that
this,
kind of ruins, like, yeah. I mean, I don't know if you ever do these matches and not give the 5-minute person the win.
that's true because he
I
he
don't
just
know.
has to last, so he doesn't have to like.
Yeah, he doesn't have to pin Corbin or anything. I'm
Mm,
assuming 5 minutes. There's a timer,
yeah.
and Yachty's gonna run in circles, run away,
hmm
maybe get some cheap shots in, and then Big Cass is gonna, or not Big Cass, Baron Corbin is just gonna do his finisher, kick his ass with 4 minutes and 55 seconds left, but dang, just barely missed that pin on him.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there. Then do you feel like I feel like Trick will win it back from Corbin.
That's where I'm leaning now. I thought Trick losing it was him being elevated to the main event scene, but I don't know if that's true anymore. I mean, everyone gets their rematch, but they're making this rematch more of a big deal. Which wait, didn't he
They
already
already
have
had a
his rematch?
rematch. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So that definitely makes me think that Trick wins this.
yeah. Also, the belt's still furry.
And the belt's still furry, which is really feeling like the dead giveaway.
Yeah. He's like Corbin's like advertised on like one of the things on Instagram holding the belt and it's gold and it's like a gold furry belt. As you can see like the trim on it.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I definitely think Trick does, which if he wins it back, that I don't know what they're doing with Money in the Bank. I was pretty convinced it was
I
Trick.
I've heard a couple things. I heard that
A lot
Braun
of different
Breaker
people.
would be a good one for the Money in the Bank to like take it off of
Mhm.
Oba at Saudi Mania if he won it.
Yeah, I think that Oba and Braun both themselves are Money in the Bank contenders.
Hmm.
I don't think Oba is because they haven't said it as much lately, but they were running with the King of the Ring thing still for a hot minute, which
Yeah,
made me feel like that
it
was
would
going to
pop
become
on as
relevant.
Titantron all the time, like oh, them King of the Ring.
But I don't think that so when like Adam Pearce introduced him this time, he didn't say the King of the Ring.
Mm.
So I don't know.
It's
Oba, but I think our contenders are Trick, Oba, Braun, and LA Knight.
yeah. I'll throw Soul SIKOA in there too, just because of how
That would
over
be
he.
a fifth.
Yeah, I think those are the five, and I'll throw in Kevin Owens to be your like Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yeah, to be in it. I don't
Yes.
think there's any chance he wins it.
Yeah, I know, but just to be like, we need like even out the SmackDown and Raw guys.
Uh, I do think. Well, they'll probably be like Dragon Lee will be in this match
Oh,
for sure.
we gotta have a luchador in there
Yeah,
to not
yeah.
to get
Like
close and
they
not
aren't
win.
just gonna load this with talent. Like Braun and Oba aren't gonna both be in this.
No, Braun I could see
They're not,
being in it. Oh, but not.
yeah, but if Oba's in it and Braun's not, I could see Oba winning. Like there's a lot of build up. I'm kind of excited because last year was it Seth won the last one?
Yes, Seth
Yeah,
won last
yeah.
year.
It just my fucking timeline should have happened already. I should know who the Money in the Bank is.
Really
Um,
should.
Seth felt very obvious last year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're getting that this year.
Oh.
I say that, and then Cody Rhodes is going to win
Hey, brother.
it. Yeah. If
Hi.
I see Cody or Seth on this match card, I know it's for doom and despair. I know
Oh,
that they're winning it if they're in it. I don't think. I mean, Cody's more of a. They'll have him just win the Rumble again if they're
yeah.
going to do
I feel.
anything. But
I feel like that would be the thing. Okay, what women's match do you think we're gonna get on here? I don't think we're gonna get any more men's matches
I
added to
said
this.
earlier, I thought it was going to be. I think it's going to be Liv and Steph,
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because none of the main titles would be on here.
and I don't think Raquel's kind of not do. I mean, she is
She
like
has a
Soul's
match with
slowly
Soul
coming
next
at her.
week.
Okay, is it for? Yeah, it is for the title.
Yeah.
That's Soul's rematch, right?
Yes, because she beat
Okay.
Lyra for the number one contendership.
Now I guess okay, so maybe Lyra gets involved into this and it leads in Saturday night main event.
I could see that. Have them do like a triple threat. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
We
well,
do
no,
love.
they wouldn't do a triple threat on
Oh,
SNME. It would just lead to like Lyra and Raquel. I think is a solo match,
oh
and
yes.
then Solar will be able to go on her "I'm screwed" to her, or I got screwed to her
Mm-hmm.
if Lyra fucks her or something
I
next
could.
week.
All right.
Uh, in a perfect world, I would like to get the IC title and the women's title on this, but I doubt they put both Judgment Day
No,
people in it.
no, I don't think we would get both Judgment Day people. It would be great, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Speaking of, who are your number one contenders for the women's Money in the Bank?
Women's Money in the Bank, so a lot. I'm very curious. Like this Becky and Steph and Liv feud really, I think, plays into this
Oh, interesting.
because I see Becky as a contender,
I would agree with that.
but I don't know if she's gonna not. She might not need the Money in the Bank for that before she gets that title shot. Is where I'm kind of leaning.
I
Like
agree
I
with
wouldn't be shocked if she has a title match on Money in the Bank.
that would make sense. I'd also wouldn't be surprised. I feel like she would feel like Seth in there is like, okay, clearly Becky's gonna win Money in the Bank, but she's not really a heel anymore.
No,
Which
she baby faced.
yeah, so like Money in the Bank feels like more of a heel like gimmick for like the title, you know?
I think you watched only last year's Money in the Bank.
Okay, I definitely yeah, I've only seen last
Yeah.
year's Money in the Bank, so
Yeah.
okay, so how does who's had Money in the Bank previously, or does it that really?
Anybody can win
Okay,
it. John Cena's won it. Um, fucking Edge. So he was a heel. It's not a
okay,
none of the main things ever
okay,
are heel or
okay.
face. Anyone can
I'm
win the
watching way
chamber.
too much
Anyone can win
fucking
the
Salty
rumble.
Sap.
Yeah, like none of that. Like, sure, I'm sure if you broke it down, 65% of the time a heel has won Money in the Bank, but
Okay,
I don't think that that fully dictates anything.
okay. I could see JC Jane maybe being in the match, maybe not winning it, but getting like close to it, you know, flirting with
Yeah,
it.
she'll definitely. I think she's like, if I had a lock of who's gonna be in the match, she'll be in it and just have the U.S. title with her. They're not scared to do that.
No.
I'm
Um,
trying to think of who really else.
Lash
We
Legend, I
probably
could see.
don't. Yeah, I don't know. She last time they did that, it was for the women's title. Lash looked up and was like, "Oh my god, I don't think she fucks with the ladder matches, so I
She's
don't
like,
know."
fuck that thing
She
up there.
seemed terrified.
Okay, no, that's a good point. Maybe Nia Jax would be a good another heel.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. Of course, like Alexa or that one's even more open than the men's. I think there's so many women that could win it.
I feel like
Honestly, because I don't think Alexa Charlotte would win it because they're going on a faction thing with
hmm
Tatum.
yes.
But
And they're beefing with the Jade and the baddies now.
yeah, which of course Jay Cargill also someone who could technically win Money in the Bank.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
I mean, fuck, I could see Raquel losing her IC title and then winning Money in the Bank.
Ooh. Oh dude. How cool would
Yeah.
that cash in be if she cashed in on Liv?
And exactly, yeah. I'm sure they've done something like that before. Yeah, there's been plenty of times where friends have cashed in on friends. But I don't know. I would have said Chelsea Green. She felt like a big contender for it, but hell,
Okay.
she might be the one getting cashed in on that night.
I could see that. I was like, all right. So let's talk about that now. When do you think these get cashed in on and for what title? Or some we're doing some early predictions here.
That's a little hard just because like I said, the women's one really I really need to see where this Becky feud goes.
hmm
I,
I agree with you. I
yeah.
feel like the SmackDown women's scene is a lot more wide open with Rhea's injury and Chelsea's injury, and just because,
But Rhea could come back, and I know she isn't going to come back that fast, but
yeah. Yeah, she's predicted to come back at Rumble, so I predict her coming back at Rumble and winning it. That's like
yeah,
my early favorite. Um,
I don't know. I could see. Uh, there's so many.
mhm.
My prediction is it gets cashed in. The women's one gets cashed in very fast.
On Chelsea,
Yeah,
I can see that. Yeah, that makes sense because that's a good way for
like I'm
Chelsea.
talking. She has a match that night
Oh, because they'll open up with the women's
after
Money in
it.
the Bank,
Open with the women's, then do the men, or
a
I don't know. They probably only
a
do
men's
four.
match. They'll do like a
Yeah, no, they might open with the no, they won't. I don't know, but I can see, and I don't understand their timelines anymore with TKO taking over. Old Money in the Bank would have like 7 matches with both of them in there, but uh, I I could see. I think Chelsea gets cashed in on super fast.
yeah, I would
In
agree
a
with that.
perfect world, Jay Cargill wins it and unsuccessfully cashes in
Oh
on
my
Chelsea Green
god,
somehow. Yeah.
dude!
They
I think
still haven't had a woman unsuccessfully cash in. Chelsea Green actually said she wanted to be the first.
Chelsea Green is an OG like that. She's like, give me, let me have the first one.
Let me be the first unsuccessful person.
Okay. And then for men's, I feel like it gets brought in the mix and will probably be at Mania. I don't know on
Yeah,
who.
that I, I know they did Mania last year, but
For
I don't
cash
know.
in?
Yeah, right.
No, it's SummerSlam because Seth
That
cashed
was
in on.
SummerSlam. Yeah, because my timeline, because Money in the Bank was before fucking SummerSlam last time. I hate Money in the Bank being in the wrong spot.
I think the other thing with like Money in the Bank too is like it will be a very big moment and pop for the Saudi crowd. So that's like I think an easy way to be like, hey, we're gonna have the Money in the Bank.
Fuck, that's why they moved it to cash it in on Mania, and someone didn't have to hold it that long.
Probably.
Yeah, I fucking hate them.
God damn it. Well, speaking of, there is another big Mania type event happening this weekend. Are you gonna be watching All In?
Oh, um, this is me hearing about it happening this weekend, so
Oh,
probably not.
okay.
I didn't realize that it was their big one this weekend.
Yeah, they moved it because they're doing it in England again, in like Wembley Stadium. So
I don't have anything going on besides some fantasy drafts, so I'll probably throw it on.
yeah, it's on Sunday. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch it with one of my boys because he's a big Will Ospreay fan. So we're gonna watch
yeah,
it. Ospreay's won the equivalent of their like Royal Rumble tournament, and so he's got a match for the title. And I'm like, it's in England. He's gonna win the title,
yeah.
and he hasn't won the title before yet. So
Is he really not?
no, he hasn't won the main title. There's like also like four different titles on AEW. It's very hard to keep track of.
Yeah, they have a lot more titles, I think, from what I've seen.
Yeah, they have trios, tag. They have a continental title, a national title, an international title, and then the main title for men. It's just a lot of titles, and like all of them have the same name. It's just like, God damn it, guys, come up with it.
Yeah. I think don't they also have a TBS title?
Yes, they have a TBS title and a TNT title.
Yeah. But yeah, I might tune into it this weekend. But
It'll be interesting. It'll be fun. It'll be like I'm wondering how I'm gonna feel because it'll be like the first one that's like I'll sit down to watch. That's gonna be like 5.5 hours.
yeah,
Because
I mean, I would not be upset if WWE actually grew up and ran their WrestleMania for 5.5 hours both days, but they would never do that.
but think about the advertising. You would get so much more advertising money. WWE, you should just make 5 hour shows. Um, Speaking of 5 hour shows, do you hear that they're gonna do the Rumble in 2 nights next year? Is the rumor?
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that that's one of the shows that probably they should have done the Rumble before SummerSlam
I agree
as
with
two
that.
nights because it's like built for 2 nights. I think they should just completely break it up. Have one night be just all men card, and not one night just be an all women's card.
I think that's a good way to do it too, because then
But
you
they
could
would never do that because the women's card would blow the men's card out of proportion when it comes to ratings, and that would hurt their egos.
It definitely would. Definitely would. So we plus like the rumbles are also like an hour and a half long. So like you're saying, that's an easy way to like put three matches one night, 2, 3 matches the other night, and have a rumble. Bing bang
Yeah.
boom. All
Yeah.
done. Taken care of. Well, I think that's gonna do it for us this week. The next time we'll see if we watch All In and give you our thoughts on them. On it, we'll do a little AEW edition of Wrestling Talking Kayfabe. We'll see you all next week.